So today I am going to start with going over last night's homework. The reason is, in case there was any confusion, I can kind of just show it to you and those kind of things. Now, we're talking area of the shaded region. Did we do this one in class, guys? No? Okay, so real quick. First, I found the area of the big orange rectangle, which was 48, base times height. I then found the area of the triangle, which was 18. And then I ended up, I want to take that away. So I subtracted it and got 30. Subtracted it and got 30. Okay? Any questions on that one? This to me was a little bit easier one. You got to remember on triangles to divide by 2. Anybody? Questions? Okay, let's look at number 2. Now, this one's a little messier, but I'm going to do my best. Here we go. On number 2, the big outside rectangle is 120. Then, I found the area of this trapezoid using that formula, and my area of the yellow trapezoid was 21. Then, I found the area of the triangle, purple triangle, was 18, and basically put those together and subtracted from 120, which in the end gave me 81. So the final answer is 81. Okay, listen, you have to show your work. I know that it's kind of messy, but I can tell what you're doing. That formula tells me you're talking triangles. Okay, 81. Everybody get on that one? Okay, the next one, we got 2 trapezoids. Okay, the big yellow trapezoid on the outside was 64. The little one inside, the orange one, was 16. So when you subtract the little one from the big one, you get 48 centimeters squared. Final answer. Yes. Okay, that's okay. You did what?
I did based on height. I did based on height. The other one I did.
Now, it should be base, but listen, base times height is a rectangle. Oh, wait a minute. I got a question, Chad. You might have done something that's way different than what I ever saw. Did you do a rectangle minus a trapezoid? That's awesome. Look, no one said this all day, but it is a possibility. I want you to look at it. I'm going to draw on this, even though I probably shouldn't. Okay, listen, this has been the neat thing today. Yesterday, too, because I had a kid, same thing. Look, you could do this. It is a 10, and how tall is this thing? 8. So you could do 10 by 8 and get a rectangle, which is 80. Minus that little trapezoid, which is 16.
And still get the same one?
And still, do you still get it? 80 minus 16? No. So what are we doing wrong?
I got 80 minus 50. Oh, he thought we did this whole plus the one.
Oh, listen. No, I see what I'm doing wrong. If I do 80 minus this, I still got to get rid of this. These 2 triangles. I would have to get rid of those right there. So the reason my answer wouldn't be right, it wouldn't work. But I personally, I'm going back. I'm going to say that I personally think that the big trapezoid, take away the little one, is easier. Shad, when you do this formula, it's base 1 plus base 2. So it's the 2 parallel lines times the height divided by 2. Okay? That formula, this is what I keep harping on, these formulas, guys. If we don't know the formulas and how to find the numbers and solve it, then we're not going to be able to get it. It looks like, is it that top one you got 32? This one? You didn't divide it by 2 then. Right, listen. On this one, you did base times height, which is 48. Which is 32. But in a trapezoid, that orange shape, you got to divide by 2. That's where it is. Hey guys, you're kind of being rude at this point. Listen. You got to. You got to. You got to. You got lucky. I don't know that I would catch it or not. I'll be honest. We're supposed to check for each problem. Now if your work makes sense, that's fine. And then the final answer. Okay? So, looking at number 4 now. I like this one because if you were looking at this one, honestly, if you saw the shaded part as just a trapezoid, you can do just the formula of the trapezoid. It is bases 6 and 3. Right there, 6 and 3. Height is 4. And then find that it's 18. You don't even have to do any subtraction. It is just a trapezoid, the shaded part. Or you can do Miss Donahue's long way, because I like to do everything the long way. I did the big yellow triangle is 24. The little orange triangle is 6. And then I subtracted them, and yes, the final answer is 18. Either way, it's 18. It just matters how you saw the shape.
Yeah, you could have just done 3 times 6.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't do 50 points by the way.
Okay. Now. Yes. Yep. Now. The thing we're... Yeah, go ahead. Did you try to do the yellow, like the big triangle and the little triangle? Or did you try to do the trapezoid? Samantha, like, did you try to do the big one and the little one? Or just this shape?
I do. I didn't do
What are your numbers? What are your answers?
I have the 18. I have the 24.
The 6 is this little triangle. I just forgot to draw the other line. The 8, okay, so there's 2 ways you can do this. 1 second. 1 second. Not yet, kind of. We're good.
Why are you popping me? Why do we do this?
Now, please look at this one. Okay, get with me. Here we go. Okay, listen. The 18. Look. Be quiet at this point. I really will start calling names over this recording if I have to. Please don't make me. Okay, on this one, you could do, like, since they were only asking the shaded part, they were really only asking about that. Do you see how that is a trapezoid? So you could just do that. And if you just do these measurements as a trapezoid, then you can go straight to the answer of 18. Okay? Or you can do it the long way like I do things. Okay, I just love to do, I don't know why. I did also down here, what I did was the big triangle, which was 24. I took away this little triangle, well, the one on the end here, and I got 6. And when I take it away, I get 18. Either way, they're both right. It's just two different ways to see the same problem. Ah. I want to ask this. Oh, no, that won't work. Forget it.
I did it 95 the first time.
95.
On the very top where you scribbled it out.
Oh, I didn't do divided by 2 or something up here. Now, yes.
I got 12. Why do you not do the little stuff? I mean, I did the big one, and I did the You got the area of the small triangle.
Oh, if you get the area of this, though, you don't want that part. You only want the shaded region. Does that help a little bit? Okay. Now, today, basically, we are going to be looking at a bunch of what I'm going to call odd shapes. They're called compound shapes. Really what it is to me is taking various shapes and putting them together. Now, the weird part about this is we're going to see it different ways. I might see it one way and you see it the other. That's why you got to show your work. I'm going to go through a few of these. If you do it differently, that's fine. We'll just need to compare answers, okay? Now, today is Wednesday, and I'm on the notes side. We just had to change the day. Okay. Now, here we go. Let's look at this thing. First, when looking at a shape, we're trying to find the area of each figure, and that means basically the gray part, the shaded in part. Now, looking at this one, this to me, or probably to y'all too, what two shapes does it make up? Triangle to square. Okay. So, what we want to do, you can draw on these shapes, things like that. Like, you will see me start to draw on them, if I can ever get this thing to zoom in. Here we go. Okay. Now, the question has been all day, do we have to show our formulas? Yes. Let me show you how to do it. Here we go. So, I would cut this thing right here and make it a square and a triangle. So, on this side, I'm just going to, it's only for a square, it's only base times height. We can do this. It's not hard. Base times height. Base is 4. Height is 4. So, my area is 16 of the square. So, what that means is this part is 16. Okay. Now I need the triangle. And this is some of the stuff that is a little bit harder, which is I need the base of this triangle and the height.
The base is 4.
Okay, the base is 4 because if it is 4 from here to here, that means it is 4 from here to here. The height is 2 because you bring that number up here. So, the area of a triangle, base times height divided by 2. Base is 4, height is 2. So, I got the area of the triangle is 4. I'm just going to put it in pencil. There we go. It is a 4. Now, looking at the shapes, we've got to today put them together. Put them together, like the 16 and the 4 together make 20 meters squared. Here is the deal. You've got to start looking at the shapes and figuring out, are you putting things together or are you throwing things away like yesterday? And each one's going to be different. Okay? Is everybody good on number 1? No? Think about, do you see how I got from here to here is that 4? And then the height is 2 because from here to here is how tall it is. Does that help a little bit? Base times height, and then divided by 2. Okay, and then add 4 plus 16 to get the 20. Okay, listen, I call this sliding walls. You sometimes have to move walls up. I had a kid ask me earlier, which was a great question, can we use the number twice? Yeah, guys. Like, basically what they were asking me was, well, if there's a 4 there, are we allowed to use it over here too? Well, yeah. If this side's 4 and the opposite side is the same length, it's still 4. Okay? So let's look at number 2. Now, some of you might cut it this way, and some of you might cut it this way. Well, I'll be honest. If I cut it this way, it gives you the same numbers, but listen, to me this is the easiest. Because this is just a boring old square, which is, that square is a 6 by 6, right? Do y'all see that? 6 by 6? Okay, so 6 times 6. Be careful, don't add. It's multiply. Okay, so, and then, like, I try to pick the easiest way. And the only reason I'm saying that is, this rectangle is easy to see because it is a 12 by 6. So, if I multiply base times height, 12 by 6, I get 36. And then if I put them together, I get...
How do you get 12 by 6?
Thank you. I've tried to do that in 3 classes, and I'm like, it's not 36. I don't know why I keep doing that. It is, and I was sitting here thinking, something is wrong. 72, yes. I love to record and give the wrong numbers. Huh. Okay, but you know what? It puts y'all on your toes because you got to catch my mistakes. Okay, yes. Right, 12 by 6 is 72. And that's 36. But we got to put them together. Okay? 108, yes. And I just messed up. It happens. Well, by 4th period, I'm like, blah, blah, blah. It's not, I'm lucky I'm even calling them the right shapes at this point. Okay. Now, let's look at number 3. We'll kind of compare answers if you'd like. Oh, from me? Here, borrow this one. Borrow this one. Y'all need them. Here we go. So, on number 3, it is the same thing. I would just cut it here because it makes it easier. Now, this top one happens to be a square with the 2 numbers of 36 and 36. And 36 times 36 is 1296, or 1,296. Okay. Now, I'm going to complete this bottom rectangle. It is a 72 by 18. You don't have to, that part. That's just something. I'm just trying to show you what 18 times 72 represents. And you come up with the same number of 1296. Dun, dun, dun. Just kidding. Okay. And so, we're putting these 2 shapes together. I got 2,592 yards squared. I think. Make sure that's right, because I don't have a calculator. Okay. Make sure on your final answers that you try to go back and put that yard squared thing. Centimeter squared, stuff like that. I know I don't have it on these, but at least put it on that final answer. Okay, number 4. I really need you to look at number 4. Because number 4, okay, it is a triangle and a square. And to most of you, that's fine. But the problem is, okay, the square is easy. Let's get rid of the square first. What is the dimensions of the square? 8 by 8. Okay, so that is 64, right? Area equals base times height. Okay. The part that is getting some students is that for a triangle, and y'all already know this, but for a triangle you need base, height, and divide by 2. Now, the base is from this corner all the way to that corner. Ah, yes, some of you are seeing it already. It's a 3 plus a 3 plus the 8. That 8 is what I'm calling kind of having to slide up here. So all together, the base is what? 14. Okay. Now, the height, and how do you see 12? It's over on the side a little bit, isn't it? But, look, that height would be right there, and that's the number. You just slide that number over. It is 12. So, 12 times 14 is 168. Divided by 2, I'm running out of space. This one's messier than this. 84. Okay. So, in this triangle, it is 84. Put them together. I got 148. Y'all scared me. Let's see what's up. 6 and 8. Feet squared. You've got to be willing to slide those walls up and down, sometimes across. If you need to draw all over it, use different colors, who cares? Do whatever it takes. Yes? Okay, I got 14 from the green line is the base, okay? It is, that little 3 stands for that wall. That 3 stands for that wall. But I need from here to here. So I took this 8 down here. We know the opposite side would still be 8, right? So 8 plus 3 plus 3 to get that full base. Does that help? That's why I keep saying, like, sometimes you got to slide walls up. You got to slide walls over. Look at, and I'm kind of skipping around a little bit, but look at number 8 now. Look at number 8. Look at number 8. What shape is it? A trapezoid. Now, thinking about the formula, you need 2 bases that run like railroad tracks. Please look. Number 8. You need 2 bases that run like railroad tracks. Well, one is 18, but we got to figure out what that one is. Why would it be 10?
Because you're subtracting the 8 right there.
Ah. So, look. If it is 18 from this side to this side, if I slide that up, it is still 18. So what it's saying is from here to here is 18. Well, if you've got 8 of it, what is left? 10. That's how you get that other wall, and then you can just do it as a trapezoid. Do y'all see that? Okay. You tell me. How tall is it between the 2 blue lines? 10. Do you see that though? Okay, because like it is the distance between the two parallel lines is the height. So, I'll do this one. And I ended up getting 140? Yeah, 140 or 140 centimeters squared. Now, listen. We're going to do tonight, stop right there. Y'all are so funny. It's like, you didn't have to do it anymore. Listen, flip it over on the back. Bam. Okay. Now, on the back, it is Wednesday. Okay, on the back, you are doing basically 1 through 9 on the back, but you will notice that many of the shapes are the same shape. That one and that one are the same shape as that one and that one and that one. They're just different numbers. Just different numbers. Okay? You don't have to finish the front. No, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to finish the front. That's okay.
2 more.
Okay? You don't have to finish the front. Just do the back. 1 through 9. You may go.